November 17th meeting of Intergovernmental Relations Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Beebe. Here. Mr. Daniele. Here. Mr. Eckel. Here. Mrs. Valerio. Here. Chairman Antelli.
Here. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who was not signed up who would like to speak or address the committee at this time? Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes. You have the October 27th minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk notifies us of any change at the end of the day. Next item on the agenda is new business. Madam Clerk.
Referral 090348.
Moved by Legislator Daniele, second by Legislator Valerio. Any discussion? All those in favor, please.
No.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Legislator Daniele, excuse me.
Thank you, Chairman. My question through you to the administration is, are there any viable sites for these stations selected or being considered at this point, specifically?
Through the chair, as part of the study, we will do a site selection, but we have two probable sites right now. One site would be at the county Van Laer treatment plant, which would be a northern site, and the potential city site would be at the city DES operations on Mount Read Boulevard.
Thank you, and through the chair to the administration, have we consulted at all with any other municipalities, towns, villages, or even perhaps school districts as far as allowing them to use these refueling stations? And I would say, obviously, this is in the initial phases of the project, but I guess more than a question would be a request from me that perhaps see if we can work that out and maybe reach out to some of our partners in the towns, villages, and perhaps school districts to see additional savings for all of us.
Through the chair, the overall scope is to start with the city and county fleets. But there is the very strong potential going out to the municipalities and the other school districts for potential savings. So we would definitely look at that as part of the study.
Thank you.
Any further discussion?
I'm just going to ask, through
Yes, Ms. Valerio.
Chair, how grand of a facility will this be? Will they be able to service, fleets of trucks and,
Through the chair, it's envisioned that they would be able to service both light vehicles, which would be your standard, I'll say cars and light pickups, those types of things, and to also service heavy vehicles. Typical, I'll say in the Pure Waters area, we have big Vectors in the sewer districts. The city would have something like a 6-wheel or 10-wheel dump truck, those types of vehicles, and they would be fueled with probably biodiesel.
Thank you.
Anything further? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried.
Referral 090364.
Moved by Ms. Valerio, second by Mr. Daniele. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried.
Referral 090368.
Moved by Mr. Daniele, seconded by Mrs. Valerio. Is there any discussion on the matter? All set? All in favor, please by signifying aye. Opposed? Carried.
Referral 090369.
Moved by Mrs. Valerio, seconded by Mr. Daniele. Is there any discussion? No? All in favor, please by signify by saying aye. Opposed? Carried.
Referral 090370.
Moved by Mr. Daniele, second by Ms. Valerio. Is there any discussion? Yes, Ms. Valerio.
Through you, Mr. Chair. When did Monroe County start contracting with other counties for these types of forensic services?
Through the chair, the lab started contracting with other counties in 1960.
So it's been for quite a while. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Referral 090371.
Move it.
Second?
Moved by Ms. Valerio, second by Mr. Daniele. Is there any discussion?
I just have one question through you, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
How much will it cost the county if we decided to perform the mill and resurfacing on our own?
Through the chair, if we were to take this mill and resurfacing of this section of road in total on our own, it'd be approximately $600,000 to $700,000.
And if the county were to wait on this project, when would the South Clinton project be due for the milling and resurfacing?
Through the chair, we had anticipated considering this for mill and resurface improvement in 2011. However, at that same year, we hope to have our Westfall Road project under construction at the same time. So having both roads under construction in the same area would complicate things. So this is takes advantage of other work and accelerate it a year.
Thank you.
Mr. Beebe?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through the chair to the administration, is there any stimulus dollars that may be associated with this project that may be available?
Through the chair, as far as the county is concerned, no. I'm not aware if the city received any stimulus dollars for the water conduit project.
All right, thank you.
We'd have to check with the city.
Set. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Referral 090372.
Move it, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Daniele, second by Ms. Valerio. Is there any discussion? Mr. Urkel, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through the chair to the administration, who sits on this Stormwater Coalition?
Through the chair, there's 29 coalition municipality members, and it's comprised of a county, city, 17 towns, 9 villages, and SUNY Brockport.
Okay. And who is the county's representative on the coalition?
Through the chair, the Rochester Pure Waters District takes the lead with the coalition.
Okay, so now through the chair, we're creating a stormwater coalition. Is this going to be a board, or is this just a group of these municipalities?
Through the chair, it's a coalition or board, and this is just to basically renew there was an existing intermunicipal agreement that was put forth in front of this body in 2004, and this is just a renewal of that. It's in a 5-year term, basically, renewable in 1-year increments.
Okay, thank you. And does the legislature have any representation on this through the chair?
Through the chair, no, there is not.
Through the chair, what work have they done in the past? I don't. Let's just start with when were they formed? 5 years ago in '04.
Through the chair, basically the group was formed in the 2004 timeframe. Their main charge is to, I'll say, implement the Phase 2 stormwater regulations. They would get together as a group to implement, I guess I would say, policies, procedures to help reduce the stormwater discharges into our lakes, streams, and bay.
Okay, and what does the coalition do? They just get together and say this needs to happen, or they authorize work to happen through the chair? Through
the chair, the group works collaboratively to really minimize the cost of implementing some of these procedures. There is some economies of scale here, and if you can put the heads together of all the different municipalities and along with the Rochester Pure Waters District, we can bring some economies of scale into managing our stormwater in the county.
Okay, thank you. And do they have a budget or an annual report through the chair?
Through the chair, the approximate annual budget is around $500,000. The majority of that money comes through state DEC grants. There is membership fees for each of the municipalities or members, and it ranges from $5,000 down to the what we call MS4 villages of approximately $1,250, and it's renewable on an annual basis.
Okay. Thank you. And do they have an annual report through the chair?
Through the chair, they don't have an annual report per se, but we're, I guess, beholden to it. We have an annual permit, and we report to the DEC on what our practices are and basically how we're doing with stormwater management.
Okay, thank you. Is it possible we can get a copy of the budget and this report that you make to the DEC?
Through the chair, yes, we can do that.
Thank you. And if I could have it for the past 2 years, I think would be good. Thank you.
Through the chair, yes.
Through the chair, the 2010 budget, proposed budget, states that a 2010 objective is the creation of a county stormwater district. Is this related to this referral?
Through the chair, it is anticipated that we would be creating I'll say a countywide stormwater district. At that point, when that district is created, we would have to go back and I'll say rewrite the intermunicipal agreement because there would be a new countywide district out there.
Okay, thank you. And how would this district be governed? Would it be a board appointed by anyone, or would it just be the same people, it's just under a different name? Through the chair.
Through the chair, it will be a district that will ultimately be overseen by the county legislature, and its advisory body will be ultimately the Stormwater Coalition.
Okay. Thank you. And through the chair, is any of this going to be done in conjunction with the Soil and Water Conservation Board, which does a lot of work with engineers, training them on how to do runoff on construction projects?
Through the chair, yes, they will be providing support as a contractor to us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Carried. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? There being no further business, the November 17th meeting of the Intergovernmental Relation Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting will be determined.